But in a very different part of the country, the fall of communism is still playing out, with potentially dangerous consequences. This is the famous Kremlin in Kazan, in the heart of Islamic Russia, Tatarstan.
From the uprisings that began the Arab Spring to the ongoing civil war in Syria, Russia's policies have been partly shaped by a persistent fear of radical Islam. It's estimated Muslims will soon make up 15% of Russia's population. Most follow a moderate form of Islam, but there are fears in places like Tatarstan that is changing.
The threat is real. Last year, the republic's chief mufti barely escaped an assassin's bomb that destroyed his four-wheel drive. Another Islamic leader was shot dead. A fundamentalist group has posted videos online claiming responsibility for the attacks. At Tatarstan's government-backed Islamic University, there's an effort to steer students away from fundamentalist Islam. Here, the stress is on the cooperative, non-violent version that has existed in Tatarstan for centuries.
It's very important that I came into this university that give such Islam that are not different from our traditions, that game Islam with very peaceful information, complex knowledges, and reliable Islam.
And reliable Islam, says the university's rector, depends on making Muslims feel like equal Russian citizens. As nationalism rises in other parts of the country, the danger grows.
Here, radicalism has planted some roots, dealing with rights of abused Muslims. That's when Muslims start looking for a reason to blame their problems on someone else, on another part of the population.
Islam in Tatarstan has long been moderate and relatively low-key, but many suggest the collapse of the Soviet Union provided the ideal conditions to promote radical Islam. Fundamentalist Wahhabist imams flooded in to teach Russia's Muslims. First, they were in Chechnya, says this analyst. Now, they're here.
In the 90s, some foreign Wahhabis from Saudi Arabia were fighting for the hearts and minds of Chechens. There are 1 million Chechens. Presently, they fight for the hearts and minds of Tatars, and there are 5 million of them.
The majority, it seems, remain moderate. There are few signs yet that militants here are anywhere nearly as strong as they are in Caucasus regions like Chechnya and Dagestan. But for 2 years, Russia's government has watched the steady march of fundamentalist Islam in the Middle East with alarm.
It is impossible in Russia to escape the impact of the world, because for Muslims it is quite attractive what is happening in the Islamic countries.
Keeping radical Islam at bay in the midst of the Russian heartland may be the Kremlin's biggest security challenge. Norman Hermont, Laidline.